Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name's David and this is a Magic Review. Hey, today we're going to look at 50/50 from Brian Kennedy. What is 50/50? It's basically the old stage trick of sawing a woman in half. You know, the woman climbs into the box and they close the latches down on either side. And they take these two big silver blades and they put one down near her feet, and they put another one down near her torso, and they pull the boxes apart. You can see her head on one side and her feet on the other, and everything's moving, and they put her back together. That's basically what 50/50 is, but it's done with the tuck case of your cards, and it's done with a spectator's selected and signed card. The spectator selects, could sign their card, you stick it in your tuck case, and then you use two different cards as the blades to lower down on either side. You pull the tuck case apart, clearly show that your deck is in 50/50, it's in halves, and you put everything back together again, attach the flaps, and pull their card out, and it's completely unscathed. You want to see it? This is 50/50.
This is 50/50. This slowly, and then you just take up two of them, please. I don't know if my sleeves out like that. There's nothing inside the box, and the card is completely restored. Check that out.
That is unbelievable.
All right, so that was Brian Kennedy. He's out in Ireland. You remember he did Hacked, he did Matchbox Pro, he's on Business Change. This effect right here is published by World Magic Shop. What I liked about it, hey, it's that stage trick. It's that classic stage trick, and they're putting it in the palm of your hands. You know, a lot of people probably never ever get to see that trick performed live on stage, let alone right there in front of them. So you're taking a massive stage effect that, like I said, some people will never get to see in their lifetime except for maybe on television, and you're putting it right there in their field of view, right there in their window, right there in their zone, and I think that makes for a really fun presentation. All right, so a couple of questions that we always ask of all our magic reviews. The first of which is, what's in the box? All right, what's in the box? You get a 42-minute DVD, and you get some of the pieces that you need to make the effect. All the pieces are not included. You're still gonna have to use your own card box plus a couple of other items. And there's some arts and crafts involved. You're gonna have to build your own gimmick. All right, so is it what I thought? You know, sometimes you watch the commercial and you kind of try to piece it together yourself and try to come up with your own solution. Like, if I was to do this, what would I do? And when I got it, I was pleasantly surprised. It wasn't what I thought it was gonna be, but it was a cool way of doing this effect, and it works. It really does. So how are the angles? The angles are pretty good. This trick really, though, is more of a trick that you would show to the people right in front of you. This isn't really people watching from the side or people watching from the rear. I think the angles are good on this. There's not a lot for them to discover. There's a little bit of cover that you're going to use, and so I think you wouldn't want people crowding you from behind, but I think the angles are pretty good from the sides and from the front. Can it be inspected? This is the great thing about this trick. Everything can be inspected. You know, sometimes when I say, no, it's a gimmick, you can't inspect a gimmick. This isn't really a gimmick. This is a prop, okay? A little different. A prop can be inspected, and what Brian has made is a examinable prop. And so that's great. The spectator gets to keep their sign card. There's no switching, there's no ditching. So yeah, at the end of the effect, everything can be examined. All right, so how's the overall quality and production value? I watched this back to back with Brian's other effect, Hacked, and noticed that it's done in the same bar that he does for the live performances. And the studio performance, again, it looks like it's shot in his house. So you're getting studio, you're getting live. Most of the DVD, about 20 minutes of it, is completely devoted to building the prop, okay? So about half of that time spent is just close-up of hands and arts and crafts equipment, and so that's where the focus of the DVD is, but Brian gives you everything you need to know. So how original is this effect compared to other effects with a similar plot? It is a copy of the stage effect. I mean, it really is. And so, as far as originality goes, it's been done before on a bigger scale, but I've never seen it done on a small scale like this. I have seen other effects where a deck splits. There's Jay Sankey's folding deck, and I think there's a couple of other decks where you can produce a larger item from a smaller box. And that's kind of what this is, but I think that Brian Kennedy's solution is very creative. Is it well made? Hey, like I said, 20 minutes of the DVD is devoted to you building the prop, so it's going to be as well made as you make it. How much practice does it require? Not much. Once you watch the DVD and you kind of figure out the solution, the practice is just going to be you getting the kind of the rhythm down of it, and also just maneuvering the prop. The prop does take some finagling. Even when I watch the DVD, even Brian fumbles with it a little bit, so there's just some fluidity that has to get worked out just so that it becomes natural for you and you start finding your grooves, literally. And so there's a little bit of practice, but the practice doesn't really revolve around slides. How much setup and reset is there? The setup is you building the prop. The reset is instantaneous. I mean, once your trick is over, it's ready to be done again. So the setup is right away. All right, so some positives. What are some advantages to this trick? It's very creative. It's a puzzler, it's a head scratcher. You're certainly gonna leave your audience thinking, what did I just see? Some negatives. Like we say around here, there's negatives to every effect. These are just the negatives that I see. They don't have to be the negatives that you agree with. Like I said earlier, the prop itself is a little clumsy. Just pushing cardboard, like cards aren't, rigid strong like a metal blade would be for a real cutting a woman in half routine. And so pushing a flimsy card through an empty card box with no support and then lining all those grooves up, that's just gonna take some time, some practice. So there's some clumsiness involved, but I think it might work itself out through some practice and just through some everyday wear and tear on the prop. So is it worth your money? It's $38. There's a 42-minute DVD, and there's a couple of things you're still gonna need to purchase in order to make your prop, okay? So I'm just putting that out there. I wanna be honest with you. So your prop's not built, there's quite a bit more you're gonna need to do. There's like 6 or 7 tools you're gonna need, and you're gonna need about 20 minutes to half an hour of patient time to build this prop. So like I said, if you're a card magician and this sounds like the kind of thing you'd like to do, you might definitely wanna check out 50/50. All right, so who would like this? Hey, who would like this? Definitely card magicians, street magicians, walk around, people who do table hopping, people who even do kids parties. I think kids would think this would be a great trick as well. All right, so that is 50/50 from Brian Kennedy. And if you'd like to purchase your own, you can find it at one of your favorite Murphy's Magic suppliers. Thanks.